Moby Dick by Herman Melville is a novel about the voyage of the whaling ship Pequod and its captain, Ahab, who is obsessed with hunting down a giant white whale named Moby Dick. The story is narrated by Ishmael, a young sailor who joins the crew in search of adventure. In New Bedford, Massachusetts, Ishmael meets Queequeg, a skilled harpooner from a distant island. Despite their differences, they become close friends and sign on to the Pequod together. The ship is captained by the mysterious Ahab, a man who radiates an air of intense purpose and secrecy. As the ship sails across the oceans, it becomes clear that Ahab's goal is not merely to hunt whales for profit, but to seek vengeance on Moby Dick, a massive white whale that had previously crippled him by biting off his leg. Ahab, now with a whalebone leg, has become consumed by his desire for revenge, and this obsession drives the narrative forward. The Pequod's crew is a diverse group, with key members including Starbuck, the morally serious first mate, Stubb, the carefree second mate, and Flask, the stout and fearless third mate. Starbuck is deeply concerned about Ahab's obsession with the white whale, seeing it as a dangerous and potentially deadly distraction from their whaling duties. Despite Starbuck's warnings, Ahab remains fixated on his quest to kill Moby Dick, convinced that the whale represents all the malice in the world. Throughout their journey, the crew faces the challenges of life at sea, from dangerous weather to the daily labor of hunting whales. Along the way, they encounter other ships, some of which share stories of Moby Dick and Ahab's dangerous obsession. These encounters serve as warnings about the dangers of Ahab's pursuit, but Ahab is unwavering, and the crew, despite growing tensions, remains loyal to their captain. As the Pequod travels from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, the theme of man versus nature becomes more prominent. The ocean, vast and indifferent, represents the uncontrollable forces of nature, while Ahab's relentless pursuit of Moby Dick symbolizes humanity's futile attempt to conquer these forces. Ishmael, as the narrator, reflects on the philosophical implications of their journey, pondering the limits of human knowledge and the mysteries of the universe. Ahab's obsession continues to deepen, and his mental state becomes increasingly unhinged. At one point, Starbuck even considers killing Ahab to prevent the captain from leading the crew to disaster, but he ultimately decides against it, unable to take such drastic action. The novel builds toward the climactic confrontation between Ahab and Moby Dick. After months of searching, the Pequod finally encounters the great white whale. Over 3 days, Ahab and the crew engage in a fierce battle with Moby Dick. The whale proves to be nearly indestructible, destroying the crew's whaleboats and killing several sailors. Despite repeated attempts to harpoon the whale, Ahab's obsession blinds him to the dangers around him. On the 3rd day of the battle, Ahab's harpoon line becomes entangled, and he is dragged into the ocean by Moby Dick. The whale then rams the Pequod, causing the ship to sink. The crew and ship are lost, and only Ishmael survives the disaster. He clings to Queequeg's coffin, which had been turned into a lifebuoy earlier in the story, and drifts alone in the vast ocean. Days later, Ishmael is rescued by the ship Rachel, which had been searching for its own missing crew. Moby Dick is a complex exploration of human obsession, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and the limits of mankind's control over nature. Ahab's single-minded pursuit of revenge against the whale leads to his destruction and the loss of his crew, highlighting the destructive power of obsession. Moby Dick, as a symbol of the sublime forces of the natural world, remains elusive and unconquered, indifferent to the fates of those who try to control or destroy it. The novel raises questions about fate, free will, and the human desire to understand the world. Through Ishmael's reflective narration, Melville explores the nature of existence, the mysteries of the universe, and the smallness of human life in the face of the vast and indifferent forces of nature. In the end, Moby Dick is not just an adventure story, but a profound meditation on the human condition and the forces that drive people toward their own destruction.